Hi guys, welcome to Movement Monday. Let's get moving. Today's flow is simple, straightforward, nothing crazy. It'll run about 25 minutes or so. So go ahead and roll out your yoga mat and start to make your way into a tall, comfortable seat. So I have chosen Sukhasana Easy Pose for my seat today. But feel free to choose any posture, any seated posture that feels comfortable for you today. Any pose that allows you to sit with a long, tall spine and that feels okay on the hips and the legs. Once you have found your comfortable seat, go ahead and allow the hands to rest again wherever is most comfortable and invite the eyelids to close. Or you may gently lower the gaze if that feels better for you today. Go ahead and take a big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. We'll take just a moment here to start to bring the attention inward, to sort of arrive here on the mat. Start to shift the awareness to the physical body. Noticing what sensations might be present. Observing how the body's feeling today. And then shifting that awareness to the breath. Again, simply observing what's present in the breath today. And then gently fluttering the eyes open, and we'll get moving. We will start with the 6 actions of the spine. So it's a lateral flexion, twists, and then some flexion and extension of the spine. So we'll start with those lateral stretches. Go ahead and bring your left hand down next to the left hip, bringing the right arm up next to the right ear. Go ahead and take an inhale here, grow tall in the spine, and as you exhale, walk the left fingertips out to the left as you lean over towards the left. Notice if the right hip starts to lift up off the mat, and invite it to sit firmly on the earth as you extend through right fingertips, creating a bit more space all along the right side of the body. On an inhale, come up to center. We'll switch sides. So right hand comes down next to the right hip. Inhale tall. As you exhale, walk the fingertips out towards the right. And again, noticing if the left hip starts to lift off the mat, keeping it firmly planted on the earth as you extend through the left fingertips. And then inhaling to come up to center. We'll take a twist here. So go ahead, bring both arms up by the ears. Inhale, grow tall in the spine. As you exhale, twist to the right, starting from the belly, the ribs, the shoulders. Release the left hand to the right knee, the right hand back behind you. And you can complete the twist by bringing the gaze over the left shoulder. On your next inhale, turning the head back to center, follow with the shoulders, the ribs, the belly, lifting the arms. Coming into center here, go ahead, take an inhale to grow tall. And as you exhale, twist to the left, again, belly, ribs, shoulders, releasing the arms down. Left hand behind you, right hand to the left thigh. And again, to complete the twist, turning the head to look over the left shoulder. And then on an inhale, turning the head, shoulders, belly back to center. Go ahead, release the arms down. Make your way into a tabletop position, hands and knees. So in our tabletop position, we'll come into flexion and extension of the spine. So on your inhales, you'll drop the belly, lifting the gaze, lifting the tailbone, coming into your cow shape. And as you exhale, round the back, press the earth away, bring the chin towards the chest, coming into your cat shape. So go ahead and move through your cat-cow here a few more times, allowing your own breath to lead your movement here. With each inhale, opening the chest, dropping the belly, and with each exhale, rounding the back, pressing the earth away, feeling the shoulder blades spread on the back. Go ahead and take 2 more here. Taking these as quickly or as slowly as you'd like. And when you feel satisfied with movement in this shape, find a neutral spine. From here, walk the hands forward about 1 hand's distance. Tuck the toes under, lift knees and hips, downward facing dog. Taking any movement here that feels good in this downward facing dog. So pedaling out the feet, bending one knee and then the other, maybe shifting hips side to side. Whatever feels good in this first downward facing dog. And then when you feel satisfied with movement in this shape, begin to find stillness. Spread the fingers wide, press down through all 5 finger pads, distribute the weight evenly. Allow the hips to reach up and back as you keep the legs active, so the kneecaps will pull up towards the hip points. Now from here, slowly start to walk the feet up to the hands. And when you reach the top of the mat, find hip width distance in the feet. So placing 2 fists in between the feet should help to measure your hip width distance. Once you've found that, bring a generous bend into the knees and allow the torso and head to hang heavy. So go ahead and shake the head yes, shake it no a few times. Really let the head hang loose. Maybe play with shifting the weight on the feet forward and back or side to side. Checking in with the back body, seeing how this feels. And then from here, on your next inhale, lift halfway, lengthen the spine. You can bring hands onto shins. And as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, find length. Exhale, pour the length down over the legs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, get a little longer in the spine. Exhale, fold it forward. On this last one, inhale, lengthen, stay right here. On your exhale, you'll bring hands to hips, bring a little bend into the knees, and on your next inhale, come all the way up to stand with a flat back. Finding your Tadasana mountain pose. Go ahead and bring the big toes to touch. Standing up nice and tall in your mountain pose. We'll start with a couple of sun stretches before we make our way into some sun salutations. So from here on your inhale, go ahead and lift the arms up by the ears. And as you exhale, fold forward, lead with the chest. Flat back brings you down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold. On your inhale, come all the way up to stand, flat back, lift the arms, and exhale, hands into heart center. One more, just like that. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhaling, coming all the way up to stand, lifting the arms. Exhaling, hands to heart center. We'll add on to that a little bit, coming into sun salutation A. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, bring the hands to the earth and step the feet back into a plank pose. Nice strong plank, shoulders right above the wrists. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, lower the knees, bend the elbows back towards your torso as you lower the torso to the earth. Tops of the feet flat on the earth, pull shoulder blades back. Inhale, cobra pose. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, downward facing dog. And go ahead, walk the feet up to the hands. When you get there, inhale, lift halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, arms rise. Exhale, hands into heart center. We'll take a variation of Surya Namaskar B. Go ahead and bend the knees deeply. Lift the arms, Utkatasana. Make sure that you can see your toes just past your knees here, so the weight is back in the heels. Notice if you've got a big arch in the low back, and pull the pubic bone towards the navel gently so you have a long spine here. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. As you exhale, step back into plank pose. Take an inhale here. Exhale, option to lower the knees or simply bend the elbows back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog with the thighs off the mat. And exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we'll bring the right foot in between the hands, staying on the ball of the back foot. Once you feel steady, on an inhale, you'll lift the torso, coming into a high lunge. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, lower the hands to the earth and step the right foot back, coming into plank pose. Taking an inhale. Exhale, option to lower the knees or not as you lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. From here, left foot steps between the hands. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Once you feel steady, on an inhale, lift the torso. Taking one more inhale here. And as you exhale, lowering the hands, stepping the left foot back, plank pose, taking an inhale here in plank. Exhale, either lower the knees or don't. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. On your next inhale, look between the hands. Exhale, step or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees deeply. On an inhale, lift the torso, Utkatasana. And as you exhale, come all the way up to stand. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Take an inhale here. And exhale, lower towards the earth. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, bring the right foot in between the hands. So you're in your lunge position with the hands on the earth, right foot forward. Go ahead and open the chest up towards the front of your mat. So lift the gaze so you're looking forward. And now from here, we're going to come into a pyramid pose. So you're going to step the left foot in, shorten your stance so your feet are about 3 feet wide, 3 feet apart. You want both heels on the earth and you want 2 straight legs. So as you straighten the right leg, pull the leg up and back into the right hip socket. This is a beautiful place for blocks. So if you would like the earth to come up and meet you a little bit, place 2 blocks underneath your hands. If you don't have blocks, a couple sturdy books will work just fine, so that we ease some of the tension on the hamstring here. Go ahead and take an inhale to lengthen the spine. As you exhale, lower the torso a little or a lot over the right leg. Making sure to keep the legs active here. So the kneecaps are going to be pulling up towards the hip points, maintaining active quadriceps, which will facilitate in releasing the hamstring. On your next inhale, lift the gaze, lengthen the spine, and then walk the hands all the way around to the left side of your mat. You might want to open the feet out a little bit wider and bring them parallel to each other. Hands underneath the shoulders here. Inhale, lengthen the spine nice and long. And as you exhale, fold forward into a wide-legged forward fold. The hands can come in line with the feet if that's available. Always option to bring a block underneath your hands if the earth is still a bit far away. And again, making sure that we keep active legs so the kneecaps pull up towards the hip points, the quadriceps stay active. And then notice if you tend to dump the weight back into the heels, I know I do, and play with bringing some of the weight forward into the balls of the feet, seeking out the sweet spot right in the center of the feet so the weight is evenly distributed along the feet. Go ahead and bring the hands under the shoulders. Inhale to lengthen the spine. And then walk the hands all the way over to the left, so you'll be facing the back of your mat now, with the left foot forward. So you're in this lunge shape now with the left foot forward. Go ahead, open the chest to the front of the mat, getting a nice stretch in the hip flexor. And from here, we'll come into pyramid pose on the other side. So stepping the right foot up to shorten the stance. Again, this is a great spot for blocks. If you need to grab your blocks from the other side, please go ahead and do so. Again, looking for both heels on the earth and 2 straight legs. Make sure that the left leg is pulling up and back into the left hip socket so that the hips are even. Take an inhale to lengthen here in the spine. And as you exhale, lower the torso towards the left leg a little or a lot. As much as feels comfortable for you on this side, it will likely feel different from the other side. On your next inhale, lift the gaze, lengthen the spine, and then walk the hands back around, going towards your right. This time, turn the heels in, the toes out, and sit down into the legs, coming into goddess pose. So sit down into this, and then go ahead, bring hands onto thighs. And if that feels okay and you feel steady, you can bring the arms into cactus arms. Sitting down low into your goddess pose. Yeah. Go ahead, take an inhale to straighten the legs, straighten the arms up. And then exhale, come back down into your goddess pose. Make sure you're pressing the knees out and back as much as you can. Take one more breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead, bring the hands to the earth and walk them all the way over to the right foot. So you're facing the front of your mat again with the right foot forward. Go ahead and plant the palms. Step the right foot back into downward facing dog. From here, go ahead and come forward into your plank pose. And from your plank pose, as possible, please feel free to lower the knees, and then slowly lower the torso. We'll play with locust pose, Shalabhasana. So for this pose, we'll start with the lower body active, and then we'll do upper body active, and then we'll put it all together. So to start, bring your chin down to the earth. Or you can bring the forehead down if that's more comfortable for you. The arms will be long by the sides of the body. The hands will be flat on the earth, so the palms will face down. Bring the feet together to touch. And we'll start with the lower body active. So from here, reach the toes for your back wall so much that the feet lift up off the earth, all while maintaining the upper body down on the mat. So you should be feeling the muscles in the low back firing up to help lift the legs. Take one more inhale, and then exhale, release. Now this time, the feet are going to stay on the earth, so the tops of the feet are going to press really firmly down. You might feel the knees lift off the mat from pressing down so firmly onto the tops of the feet. Now from here, you're going to pull the shoulder blades back towards each other so much that the chest lifts off the earth. Arms are going to stay along the sides of the body. They'll be hovering above the earth. Don't worry about lifting the gaze up. That usually tends to crunch the neck, so you can keep the gaze sort of lowered and forward, keeping a long neck. Take one more inhale, and exhale, lower. Beautiful, we'll put that together. So on your next inhale, go ahead and reach the toes back so much the legs lift. Pull the shoulder blades back towards each other so much that the chest lifts. Notice if you tend to contract the glutes a lot to make this happen, and see if you can make it happen more in the back and in the hamstrings. Take one more inhale. And exhale, release. From here, go ahead and bring the hands underneath the forehead, sticking one hand on top of the other, forehand on top of the hands, and then turn the toes to face out. Crocodile pose. Taking a breath right here. Allowing the back to neutralize from the back bends. From here, you can just flip right on over onto your back. So coming onto your back, nice and easy. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze here. And then go ahead and take both knees, drop them over to the left. You might want to scooch the hips over to the right slightly as you do so. The right shoulder is going to stay down on the earth, and you can bring the gaze to look over the right shoulder for supine twist. Go ahead and lift the legs back to center. Scooch the hips over slightly to the other side, and then dropping both knees over towards the right. Left shoulder will stay on the earth this time, and you can bring the gaze to look over the left shoulder. And go ahead and lift the legs back up to center, giving them another squeeze here. Go ahead and take a happy baby, bringing the feet up towards the sky, reaching for the outside edges of the feet, and then pulling the feet down towards the earth. Maybe giving it a rock side to side, doing the baby thing. And then go ahead, release the feet. Give the legs one last squeeze before releasing them long. So extending the legs nice and long. Bring them about as wide as your mat, maybe wider if that is comfortable. Releasing the arms by the sides of the body with the palms facing up. We'll take a brief Shavasana here today. So as you make yourself comfortable, go ahead and take a big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. We'll take 2 more like that. Inhale deep, fill up the belly. Open the mouth, release. 1 more, the biggest breath you've taken all day. Let it go. Allow yourself a few moments to surrender. Surrender the weight of your body to the earth beneath you. Surrender your breath to its natural rhythm. If you have some more time to stay in your Shavasana, please do. Otherwise, start to bring a gentle wiggle to the fingers and the toes. Turning the head gently side to side. Extending the arms long overhead. Taking a nice long stretch. Bringing your feet flat onto your mat. And as you're ready, turning onto the side of your choice. From here, using the hands to help press you up, keeping the eyes closed if you can, make your way into a comfortable seat. Taking a moment to observe breath and body here in your seat. Go ahead and bring the palms to touch at heart center. And then gently bowing the head towards the hands in a gesture of gratitude for this practice and for taking the time for it today. Gently fluttering the eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please place them down below. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.